So, good afternoon, everyone, sir and classmates. At this moment, I'm going to report our summary of learnings for Chapter 3, Lesson 12 Stereotypes, Prejudices, and Discrimination. So, the outline of the summary are first, the introduction, second, the meaning and concept of stereotype, prejudice, and discrimination. Third, which is also the last, is the concept of freedom and equality. Now, for the introduction, first, every race has their own belief systems, religion, culture, and tradition. Second, each individual is a unique mix of their own, and this will give us our own identity as an individual. And third, lastly, diversity is important to fully understand the human experience. However, for us to understand diversity, it is necessary to broaden our appreciation of the many facets of the human race and recognize that we have our own stereotypes, prejudice, and discrimination too. To start, what is stereotype? So, stereotype is an overgeneralized belief about a particular group or class of people. So, for basics, stereotype helps us to determine on what should we initiate. Would it be to fight, flight, or any other social response to a certain situation? So there are a positive and negative kinds of stereotypes. An example of a an example of a positive stereotype is when an individual has perfected all his or her exams. So the stereotype is she or he is an intelligent individual. And an example of the negative stereotype, it is when someone came from a countryside or what labeled as country bumpkin, then the stereotype is that he or she is ignorant to modern technology or lacks proper etiquette. Now, there are two category of stereotype which are the explicit and implicit. So explicit stereotype then is when the person is aware that they have this thought to a group of people and they can say it out loud. Sa implicit naman, it is when the person does not know if they have stereotypes since it lies in their subconscious mind. So to clarify, explicit stereotype is that a person can choose not to turn their stereotype into actions, while implicit stereotype is when a person is not aware or in control of it and they may manifest it into an action or behavior. And now let's turn to prejudice. So prejudice DI is a justified or incorrect attitude, usually negative towards an individual based solely on the individual's membership of a social group. So prejudice is when we give a negative attitude towards a person na upon learning their age, their skin color, their race, disability, generation, nationality, and even religion, and so on. So this negative attitude could lead to negative actions, which makes it really dangerous. An example of these negative actions are bullying, discrimination, and violence. Like when a certain company will not hire an individual because he or she is an Asian. Now, let's proceed naman to discrimination. So discrimination is an action or behavior towards an individual or a group of people. Involves some form of exclusion or rejection. Example of these are genocide, apartheid, gender discrimination, and LGBTQ discrimination. So for the genocide, it is a mass killing of people because they are different, no? Considered also as the extreme form of discrimination. Next naman, the apartheid, which is a form of separateness, no? It's a form of racial discrimination where one race is viewed as lesser than the other, like the separation of black and white Americans. And for the gender discrimination, people are treated differently because of gender difference rather than their individual skills, abilities, or capabilities. Example of this is in works where it concerns heavy labor. It is socially understood, no, na known na ang male will be the first one to get hard because they are known to be they are stronger physically than women. Then karon, let's go to the last example, the LGBTQ discrimination. It is where a member of LGBTQ are treated lesser than straight people. And last, the freedom and equality. But first, let's define what's equality. So equality is the ensuring that each person has an equal chance to maximize their potential. Is what equality is all about. It is also the idea that no one should have worse life opportunities due to their birth circumstances, place of origin, excuse me, religious beliefs, or physical or mental limitations. It is all it's the state of being equal, especially in rights, status, and opportunities. Now, what is freedom? No, freedom is the ability or right to do, say, or think as one pleases without restriction or hindrance. Overall, it concludes thus that freedom and equality are all humans are born free and equal in dignity and in rights, making everything accessible to anyone, not just to a specific group of people. It is also stated here na inherent dignity and of the equal and inalienable rights of all members of the human family is the foundation of freedom, justice, and peace in the world. That's all. Thank you for listening.